Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Doctor Who and Autism celebrations. This episode is actually going to be the last episode of August, and then we'll have a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back. We'll be back in November with some November episodes and a couple of special episodes from people who have actually starred in Doctor Who. So it's going to be really fun. So in today's episode, I'm joined with Elize, and it's going to be really cool because like end of last year, I had Joe, who am I right in saying he's in charge? Elize, is he the
Yeah,
person in charge of it all?
he's the big show
Yeah,
echo. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because I had him on like at the start of the year, and Charlie, who does all the music. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, so you're I guess you're just like like his little pets that he tells you what to do and stuff, and you do that, you do that.
Yeah. He just shoves us around and goes, stand over there and say this, puts the camera off,
Yeah,
and that's that.
yeah, yeah. Have you enjoyed doing it though, like the films and stuff?
Yeah, it's been so much fun. So I didn't do the first one, but
Mm.
I stepped in for the second one because Emma, who played my doctor in the first one, couldn't do like a lot of the scenes. So I stepped in for that, and now I'm doing my second one. So it's very, very exciting. And yeah, it's just so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I it not we spoke about before how it can be really hot sometimes. Like you said, a lot of the time you do it in the heat.
It's because he always obviously it's a lot easier to film over summer because everyone's not at uni or at college. So we always end up filming in these fields in 30 degrees heat. We did a shoot yesterday that I was just telling you about that we were just in a field and it stank of sheep poo, and we were there for about 6-7 hours. So that wasn't great in 30-degree weather, but it is good fun and you're with a good bunch of people as long as nobody gets too moody because of the heat.
Yeah. If you're maybe you're playing a bad character, perhaps you have maybe it's nice feeling sometimes if it's in that heat because you get to tell someone off like because it's
Yeah.
the character.
Yeah, if you're a Cyberman though, and you're in one of those big Cyberman costumes, I love it. They were peeling them off by the end of the shoot.
Oh yeah. Um I went to a convention the other week, and I saw the person. There was a Dalek, uh and I saw him. He was explaining to me like I've got an aircon here, so it's not too hot in there. Um, eh, because imagine how it's really hot, even if they're just doing it on the set of Doctor Who. Like in
Yeah.
these costumes, they must have to have like really like aircon units inside just
Mm.
so it's not too hot.
And they film in like South Africa and places across the world where it's a lot hotter than it is in Great Britain. So they must have
Yeah.
to really, go through some right temperatures. But they do, I mean, they film in like Cardiff when it's really cold and you see Jodie that's all bound up with about 4 coats on top of her between scenes trying to keep warm.
Yeah, it's crazy that when they record like they're always recording, aren't they? Like in Doctor Who, especially at the moment. You're seeing like with Shooty, um like they're doing all these scenes, and like it as much as I love it to be in Cardiff, I would like it to be like otherwhere as like other places too.
Yeah.
Just, just so maybe it gives other people have a chance if it's like, oh look, Doctor Who's film where I live.
It's always exciting when you see, or because I live near Cambridge, and for my birthday, some people from that I'd met through Echoes End and things, they came down to see me, and we went punting along the river. And Joe was going, "This is where they went punting in the Five Doctors. This is where they did this." So it was really cool because I was like, "Oh, this is my
Wow.
Doctor Who bit." But it's amazing going to Cardiff and just being able to be like, "I'm in the shopping mall where Jackie Tyler almost died," and things like that. It's
Yeah.
so much fun.
Yeah, I literally done that last year. Like
Mm.
I did that, and I wanted to go down the escalators because she did in it. Um, but yeah, it's good fun when you go to locations that you recognise, like on Doctor Who.
Mm. Yeah. Going around Cardiff Bay is really cool. trying to get to the restaurant that they're in Pilot, series 10. That's really fun. We went to try and find the bathroom that Bill looks in the mirror in, but apparently that must have been a set or something because we couldn't find it.
Yeah, like I remember the calf. Well, I never did. I never went to the calf, but like the calf they used, I think with the 11th Doctor, and it was when the 12th Doctor with Clara in that calf. Like the astronaut episodes. I think they got like it's gone now because when I went, because I'm on phone going to the directions and it's not there. So, it's there, but it's almost like it's getting ready to go. Um, um, but I guess I guess they do that with probably a lot of where they film. With a lot of things like in the fires of Pompeii, that all that set is probably burnt down now because it's in Rome. So it's really cool, isn't it, just to go to a place that you recognise.
Yeah, it's really cool when you see. Have you seen any of like the side by side images where they've used the same set pieces or the same, the same sets in different episodes, like that staircase in the two-parter Sideman episode in series 2, where like Jackie Tyler's birthday, but then it's also the in I think it's in Angels Take Manhattan as well. So it's just cool that it's the same staircase across them. I mean, I think that's one's been in about 5 or 6 episodes, but you can really see that the BBC's got quite a tight budget.
Yeah, they're really clever. Like it doesn't look like it as like maybe the first time you see the episode, and then like you look at it really carefully, it's exactly the same. Like for example, you've got that episode where the handbots were in, like you had old Amy, and it was a bit where Amy, well, not Amy, sorry, Rory got handed by a handbot because if you touch it, you faint, don't you? And he fainted. It's like on the porch, and that's the same place that Missy's fountain was. That they just took that bit out of that
Oh,
scene.
of course. Oh, I hadn't noticed that one before. That's so clever.
Yeah. I only know that because I went to it because that place it's got the do you remember the girl in the fireplace where the Doctor is ducking behind the rock and Madame de Pompadour is out there?
Yeah.
That's only around the corner from the Missy's fountain. It's all a big garden place. That's in there. Then you've got the where the Doctor marries River. That's around the area as well. So they're all very close.
God, it is crazy how we look at it and we go, yeah, completely different situations. There's absolutely no association, worlds apart, and it's literally just a different camera angle.
Yeah. And I got like that they gave me a list of things that Doctor Who was filmed. And then round the back of the main building is where the alternative universe with Donna in the library episode. And also, if we can remember this far, because it's quite a long time ago, but if you remember where Dr. Moon and Donna were standing together outside talking to each other in a scene.
When they meet the guy that's fishing?
Quite close to that, yeah. It was a scene in the garden where they were talking. That's exactly the same position that River at the end of the silence at the end of the library episode where she's like in a like let's say white costume. That's exactly the same place.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's very interesting, isn't it?
It's crazy. Very innovative.
Yeah. But yeah, it is great fun. Because when I saw David Tennant like maybe a month or so ago, I had a picture at that scene, like the like in the guy on the fireplace where he's ducking on the rock. And I show him it, and then he said, "Look, do you remember this? Like, I'm here where you was, all that time ago." And he said, "Oh yeah." Of course, if I had enough time, because I did the actual scene, that was done. But I would have shown him, but you don't have enough time when you meet people like David Tennant, so I couldn't have done that. But it's cool, like a side to side picture. Yeah, you've been to a location, same place, just different time.
That's so cool. What's it like meeting them? Because I've never met any. Well, I've been a bit too scared to, because it's like the meet your idol thing. Like I don't want to walk up to them and be like, "Oh my God, I'm a big fan." I just feel like I'd be really embarrassing.
Like, it was my first. It's the first time I've met maybe an actor in person like David Tennant, because in the past, like last year Christmas, I had the first Sidemen episode that David Tennant done. You had a character called Mr. Crane. I had him on the podcast, and then I had Dorian, who plays Dorian in Doctor Who. I had him on, but and then they're both talking about going to these conventions like over the world. Like, I go here. People just see me, have photos, have them signed. And then I'm thinking, I'm only learning about this now. I never knew anything about a convention where you can actually meet people like David Tennant, for example. So it's only in February I saw about, hang on, you can meet David Tennant. I need to do that. It was 3 hours away from where I live. And it was a small convention. It weren't too big. It wasn't like the big ones. You have loads of people. So what it was like, it was because I saw him. The funny thing is, he would have recognised me because I had 3 photos of him. And it was pretty hard to miss what I was wearing as well. And I did. I can send you. If you haven't seen the video, I got recorded. So I can send it to you like after this or something.
That'd be so cool.
But what I said to him was, you've been my hero since I was 4. Well, he's probably heard that from loads of people, hasn't he? But but he was just really had loads of energy about him. Like,
looks amazing. Him and Georgia Tennant, actually, they both look like they'd be such brilliant friends. Like, I just want to hang out with them.
yeah. I would love Georgia Tennant to Jenny to just go back in Doctor Who or something.
There's a lot of talk about that recently, isn't there? I think Faries was tweeting about it.
Yeah.
Something might have been him actually. Dominic G. Martin was talking about Jenny. But I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't love that episode.
Yeah, it's not the best episode because she survives and then the Doctor doesn't know about it. So it's quite weird how it all turns out, really, isn't it? Like now they're married, they've got children. So it's funny how it all turned out. But do you have any favourite companions that you like?
Companions. Oh my goodness. This is the question that I constantly have different favourite companions. Like, I don't have that. I've got a favourite Doctor. I've probably got like a favourite episode and a favourite season, but they stay quite solid. But companions, it changes all of the time because
so many of them.
There's so many of them, and they're all I think most of them I think are absolutely fantastic for their eras. Like, I love Martha, but I wouldn't want Martha to be in it all of the time. I think she did a brilliant job then. And then I loved her going away, and then Donna coming in. So I don't know if I could pick an all-time favourite, but right now I've recently been really enjoying Bill because I rewatched a few episodes from series 10. And I don't know, she's just quite refreshing. There's no one quite like her in Who, so I think I'll go with Bill for now.
Yeah, Bill. I would love Bill to travel with the 13th Doctor.
That would have been cool, actually.
Because she didn't really get many episodes, really. Yeah, she's only got about maybe 5 or 6 episodes. But I like Bill because it's just like died, like they weren't. She wasn't in love with the Doctor. It's almost like the Doctor was like a granddad kind of
Yeah.
But like, okay then. So who's your favourite Doctor?
Peter Capaldi.
Peter Capaldi.
I love Peter Capaldi. I think he's the perfect embodiment of exactly what the Doctor should be. I think, well, I mean, there's not a single Doctor that I dislike, and I think they're all wonderful. But Peter Capaldi, when I think of the Doctor, I think of Peter Capaldi. So I think he's the best.
Yeah, yeah. I did like I did like I like every Doctor. But I think the dynamic. Well, I like the last series he done the best out of all of it. Because I just thought it was better. I thought like it like because the accent like kind of changed with Peter Capaldi's Doctor. Really, like at first, when the first word he said to Clara is, "Do you know how to fly this thing?" It's still to this day I don't get why he said that because he's the Doctor. He should know how to fly it. I was really confused by that, but I did like him overall. I like every Doctor, but I just think the third season was his best that he done.
I do love him. Have you seen the thing about how as his hair gets longer, his character development it tracks it as it goes through? So I think that's so cool because he comes in with that really short, spiky hair, and he's quite spiky as a person, and then he gets older and softer and wiser. And I just think he's fantastic. He can do no wrong in my eyes. Absolutely no wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Like if they wanted to like that, if they did ever wanted to end Doctor Who, that could have been their opportunity if they wanted to. I'd never want it to end, but
Yeah.
but you know when I think it was when he was supposed to regenerate before they did the Christmas special, like that they could have ended it where he was getting shot by the Cybermen and everything like that, and he was on the floor for a few minutes, so he passed out. They could have done it then, but I'm glad they didn't because I don't know what would happen if they just stopped it again.
I think that someone would come along in 10 years and bring it back again. I think
Yeah,
if they cancel it again, there's always going to be someone. The fan base is always going to cry out for it, and someone will come back and they will bring Doctor Who back. It can't die. It just can't. We won't let it.
how many Doctors do you think we can have? Did you like what happens when we get to 100?
Oh my God! Will the world still be
Hmm?
up and alive when we get to 100 Doctors? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I feel like there'll be plenty more twists and turns by the time that we get that. So we might not even be using the same numbering system. Anything could happen.
Hmm.
But I don't know. That's yeah, because I can't imagine like them going, the 78th Doctor has been revealed. Like that just sounds very strange. I suppose
Yeah.
once it gets even like the 20th Doctor, that's going to sound quite weird.
Yeah, it will sound weird, because we're already reaching 15th Doctor by the end
Mm.
of this year, which is crazy. Because it like I think with Matt Smith Doctor actually the 11th Doctor, I was quite sad for him purely because he got out of all the new Who Doctors, not including Christopher Eccleston, but everyone else got more time as a Doctor than him, because he only got like 3 years as the Doctor, and I think David Tennant as the 10th Doctor got 5.
Oh,
Jodie got
he got 8.
yeah,
David's been there. He's been there for the
yeah,
entirety of Doctor Who, basically.
yeah. He's even getting more now, but I just felt sorry for Matt because he didn't get. He was a very good Doctor. I did really like Matt Smith as the Doctor. I just think he didn't get as much. Like as many years, even if there wasn't even episodes on the screen. Because like we see that with Jodie, like when they had maybe I think 3 episodes last year or something.
Mhm.
So yeah, but I think it's very exciting Doctor Who now, isn't it? Like what the future?
Oh, it feels like we've got a massive, like a new era of Doctor Who is coming. It feels like the whole thing is going to change. I'm just so excited for it. Disney's picked it up. We've got Shooter Gatwa in it. Russell T Davies has come back. Like it. Oh my goodness. We're heading for a very, very good era of Doctor Who. Hopefully, maybe I've set my sights a bit too high and I might be disappointed, but I don't think I will be.
No, I don't think we're going to be. Well, there's always going to be someone that is. Isn't there? They'll always say, I didn't like that. I didn't like he brought back the Slovene. I'm not saying he's going to bring back the Slovene, but he might bring back the Slovene. But how do you feel about this? Because he done so all the finales that Russell T Davies done in his first run. Three of those finales was involved with Daleks, and one wasn't. One was like the master of the season. How would you feel if there was another Dalek kind of finale, or don't you mind?
I would rather not have a Dalek finale for a good while now. I mean, Chris Chibnall has done however many. The Daleks are constantly overused in Doctor Who, but we all know this and we all accept it. But it's just got to the point where if we're watching Doctor Who and the Doctor goes, "Oh my goodness, it's the Daleks," nobody's excited. We're like, "Oh yes, again, thank you, they're back. What a surprise!" I don't know, but the contract has never actually been told to be true. The idea that they have to use the Daleks every year.
Yeah.
Has it? I'm not sure if that's been completely confirmed or not, but I don't know. I'd rather they do like the odd episode with the Daleks, something like Dalek from series 1, where it's a little bit different and a little bit more, understated, rather than doing a massive Dalek finale, because we've had so many of them and I feel like we just need something a little bit new. But I think Russell T Davies will be good for that because he's already worked on Doctor Who. So if he's going to come back into the role, he's going to be bringing new ideas and he's going to want to change it up a bit.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think they are going to use the Daleks, but I think I heard talk about like a new Dalek design, so a little bit different than what we're used to, but yeah, like with Chibnall, most of JoJo's episodes were Daleks.
Yeah.
Like the New Year specials, like I didn't mind the New Year specials. Well, I didn't like them, but I didn't like them purely because I didn't like it being on New Year's. I just thought like New Year is all about, oh, we got another year, here we go. It's not as exciting as Christmas. I always think whenever Doctor Who is on Christmas, everyone gets so excited to watch it on Christmas.
Yeah. And Doctor Who is so Christmassy. Like it's just the two go hand in hand. They have to be together, and it makes Christmas feel more Christmassy. If you're watching Doctor Who at Christmas, it makes Doctor Who feel like it's at the peak of its Doctor Who-ness. But I mean, I don't mind the New Year's specials, but they're not my favorite. I like the what's the most recent one? Out of the three. There's Resolution, Revolution of the Daleks, and then the third one, I cannot remember the name of it. But I like that one. I wasn't too fond of the first two.
Yeah, they all sound very similar names, don't they?
Yeah. Interchangeable.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just laziness, because I don't know what to call it. I'll just make it rhyme with the one I called it last. Yeah. But like I think the last one, I can't remember what the last one was now, but I think it was the one where they was going around in circles, like time loop with the Dalek.
Yeah, something of the Dalek.
Yeah,
I don't know, that's really good, and I really like Aisling Bea, the comedian that was in it, and I thought it felt more lively and more playful than the Chibnall era has typically been. So I really enjoyed that, and I think he played into that quite well. But the two before that, I could take or leave them.
Yeah, like I got really dizzy on the last one. Like the Daleks going around in circles.
Time loops.
Yeah, but I was thinking, just sort it out, just fix it. But yeah, I am. I wouldn't mind a New Year's special if it was like a two-parter or something. I missed the two-parters in Doctor Who.
A two-parter, one on Christmas Day and one on New Year's Day. Oh,
Yeah,
that's perfection. That is the holiday season done right.
yeah. And then I don't mind however long I wait to watch Doctor Who. I don't even mind how long it is unless I like it and it's good. Um,
Mm.
because I got asked that question the other day. Like someone asked me if a Doctor Who episode was like 30 minutes or less than that, would you care? And I was like, I don't care unless it's good. Like if it's good, if it fulfills what it's supposed to do in the episode, don't drag on to like other episodes. That's fine.
Mm.
Yeah. Um. But speaking about the 60th, are you excited for it?
Of course, I'm excited for the 60th. I'm so excited. Obviously, because I'm friends with Joe, I get lots of filming updates on that, and we'll all join a call in the evening. He'll be like, "Have you seen who's on set for this one? Have you seen who this?" So I try and keep myself away from spoilers as much as possible because I like to go in pretty blind, but that is quite difficult. But yes, I'm so excited. I'm glad David Tennant is back. I don't like the fact that he's back not as the 10th Doctor, but I will, you know, I'm not overly bothered by it, so I'm gonna enjoy the episode no matter what. Great cast. I'm so excited to see Wilf again. And then I'm ready for series 14.
Yeah. It is going to be crazy because like I'm so happy Wilf's back as well. Like I just hope he gets the I've meant much screen time in each of the episodes, not just put them all in one episode. Make it so you can see a little bit in each. Um, which I'm sure we will. But yeah, it like David Tennant. Um, it is very complicated to know what's happening at the moment, but I'm
Mm.
like you. I don't like the spoilers too, but I'll watch them purely because they're there. And
Can't stop myself. I'll be scrolling through Twitter and I'm like, who's been seen on set? Who's been seen on set? Even though I don't want to know.
yeah, um, and then you do, and then no, and like and then you sometimes if I'll do a video sometimes saying look who's been announced, look you tell your theories, and then you'll get the odd comment saying I don't want to be spoiled, but it's very hard not to be spoiled because really we're not getting spoiled. We don't know anything. Like we know all these people are coming back, but we don't know what actually happening. Like the toy maker, like we don't even really know if it is
Mm.
the toy maker. We just speculate and say that that's the toy maker. It's got to be. But we really don't know who it is yet until we've seen it.
Mm.
And that would be a Russell T Davies thing. Speculate it's a certain person when it's not. But I'm very excited. Like it's going to be interesting how they do things. Like because the 23rd this year is not on a weekend, so it's going to be interesting that we have it actually on a weekday.
I know that's quite strange, actually. I don't know. I like my weekends for Doctor Who. I don't know how I feel about a midweek one.
Yeah, it's going to be strange. If anyone likes EastEnders, they might have to give it a miss on the night. um, but yeah, I think there's an hour. Each of these specials are like an hour long, so
Mm.
it is good that it's at least an hour.
Yeah, we'll get some good time out of it. I don't know how I feel about the titles, though. They're a bit odd. The Giggle, the Star Beast. Bit strange.
Yeah, they are a bit strange. The giggle is a bit strange. Um, the one I'm most curious about is Wild Blue Yonder, though. Um,
Yeah, that one's yeah, that's got quite a cool title. To be fair, I'll let that one slide.
yeah. But did you have any theories of your own what could happen? In the 60th?
No,
Yeah. Uh,
no, yeah, I haven't really been theorizing too much. I mean, Joe's been talking about it a lot. Faris has been talking about it a lot,
yeah.
but I'm quite happy because I don't like being proven wrong either. I don't like having a theory and then suddenly it doesn't work out. I don't like that. I like to feel clever, so I just go, you know what? I'll let other people do the theories and I'll just do the watching. Have you got
Yeah.
some that you think might be happening?
I think what will happen. I, I think it will be revolved around the Doctor's hand. I think, because I think the I think it'll be evolved around the Doctor's hands, and what will happen is, I think, the Doctor will have a lot of flashbacks from series 4, from like Donna and everything like that, and Donna's family. And then how I think they'll meet. I think like the meat will be taken home, to the Donna Noble house, because they do that in their new house now. And Rose, that Donna's supposed daughter, takes it home because she thinks she's doing good. Like Rose thinks,
New found pet then, basically.
yeah, but you're basically a pet. And then the Doctor tracks it, tracks an unknown source or something. Because you know in the trailer when the Doctor says, I don't think it's a plane, it's a spaceship in trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
It's almost like you're talking to Rose, but they're not. They just like supposedly bump into each other, I think, and then they're looking up, and then that's where Donna's around that kind of area, and they may bump into each other, but they don't recognise. The Doctor maybe has may just recognise because the Doctor doesn't know who he is anymore for some reason. And then what I do think what will happen in the episode is, I think at some point Ncuti will appear, by regenerating mid-episode or something from 14th Doctor. And then what I think will happen is, because of the confusion, I think Ncuti will be somewhere else. And then eventually in the episodes, towards the end, I think the last one, where Ncuti and the 14th Doctor will talk to each other, I think.
I really hope. That would be amazing to have Ncuti and Tennant talk. That would be brilliant. That's what I've started. You've got me properly excited now, because that's going to be fantastic. Because I always forget that we've actually seen him in the trailer for the 60th as well. So it's not like I have to wait until series 14 to actually see him as the Doctor. And that one line when he's like, "Can someone tell me what the hell is going on here?" just got me so hyped to see him. So I forgot that we only need to wait until November to see that.
Yeah, because I don't think, like everyone's saying, the last episode is going to be the regeneration. I don't think it will. Like I think there will be no regeneration, at all. I just think this is a goodbye storyline for Donna and the Doctor, David Tennant as the Doctor, because like the last episode is not very appealing at the moment, but I still don't think, I still believe these aren't the titles. I don't know. It just part of me thinks these aren't actually the titles. These are just, why would you give away the titles now, like with months to go?
Ooh.
I just don't think
Well,
it.
Well, then they just released some fake titles, or
I don't think they're fake. I think they have something to do with the 60th somehow. Like, but I think then they're not the complete titles. Let's say maybe there's some more to them. Like, but and I don't think that you see the Tennant vortex in those titles. I don't think when they open it, I don't think the whole 60th is going to be evolved around Doctor and Donna. I just that wouldn't be the 60th for me, for anyone, because people will be like, in general, like, why is Matt Smith not there? Why Peter Capaldi not there? What about all the other Doctors? Because I think they're going to get as many people as they can. 60th is their time to shine. Get as many people back as you want. That's what you can do. Get Martha back if you want. All the older Doctors will get asked back. And just a fact for you, and to anyone listening and watching, that if you hear a leak now that the older Doctors have been asked back, it won't be true, because they get asked back a couple of weeks before the episode would air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you hear someone saying, "Oh look, Colin Baker's going to come back," it would most likely won't be true until nearer the time.
What's it called? The just before the 50th, there was that little jokey thing that was it Tom Baker. Davidson, Colin Baker were in.
Was it Paul McGann?
You went, yeah. Was it when they had the three of them that went up to Cardiff and tried to like sneak into the 50th filming?
Oh yeah, I think I remember that. It might have been Colin Baker.
He was,
Yeah,
I'm sure, Colin Baker and Peter Davidson.
yeah,
Who was in it? But that's so funny. I love that little thing. I can't
yeah.
remember what it's called.
I remember you. I do remember. But yeah, you had it. You might have a mini episode because before the 60th. Because they did that for the 50th, didn't they? Like with the Night of the Doctor, for Paul McGann. So it'd be nice to have a little mini one. Yeah. So do you have like what's your favourite episode that you like?
Oh, I get a lot of stick for my favourite episode, actually. I have a lot of people that say, nope, that's wrong, you shouldn't have that. But it is Husbands of River Song, because for me, it might not be the best episode, but it is the one it just speaks to me. It is Christmassy, it is good fun, but there's like a crashing spaceship. It feels like it has the perfect Doctor Who formula with all of the right ingredients. You've got like a heartfelt emotional storyline to it, but it's also really playful and funny. Some crazy aliens, a ship crashing, and it's Christmas. So what can go wrong with Husbands of River Song?
Yeah, that was good. Like I don't know why people would give you stick because it is a good episode.
Good episode. A lot of people just say that if you're going to pick one, you shouldn't pick that one though. But I don't think it's my favorite. What's yours?
My favorite is The Girl in the Fireplace. I like that one.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I love that one too. Yeah. Okay, you might be.
Yeah. I have lots of like episodes I like. Like there's one that a lot of people like that I always say I always struggle to believe why they like it, and I always don't like it because it heaven sent. You know when the Doctor's jumped, it is in that dome, and the reason I don't like it, the reason I don't like this episode is purely because I'm bored because the Doctor's going round in circles trying to get out, and in my mind, because it's time and space. Wait, hear me out. It's time and space where he could do that in 5 minutes when he's going around for 45 minutes trying to get out. That's the only reason I don't like it.
Of years. Because
Yeah.
he refuses to accept his grief, and it's beautiful, and it's Peter Capaldi monologuing in a beautiful castle, and it's only him that's. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love that episode.
Yeah.
I can see why it's not very like classically Doctor Who, so I can see why people wouldn't like it though. But I think it's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. I do like some aspects of it. Like I like some scenes in it. I like the music in it. I love the music in Doctor Who. I just listen to a soundtrack all day. But but another thing I didn't like was Clara. I love Clara. But the thing I didn't like about it was when we had Face the Raven, and that was very sad when she got killed. But then she got brought back, and then I thought that maybe kind of ruined the vibe of everyone being sad. Really.
I understand that. I don't hate it as much as a lot of people hate it. I know people that cannot, they just despise Hellbent because they say it undoes everything that Heaven Sent does. But I don't know. I don't despise it, but I get, yeah, fair enough.
I don't hate it. I just, it's all, it kind of just dragged on a little bit. And then she didn't die, so it was all a bit confusing.
Yeah, it was also a 3-part finale for not really much payoff at the end, but I think all individually are good episodes and I enjoy watching them. So even at face value, I'll just go, yeah, I like it.
Yeah. But yeah, that is the only episode. I don't even remember if I told Joe that, because he was saying how much it was his favourite episode, that Heaven Sent. So I said I don't think I mentioned it, because if I did, I think we might have had an uproar there. But
Bit of a scuff, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, my favourite episode is Girl in the Fireplace, purely because I just love the whole vibe of it. I like that the Doctor is kind of falling in love. Like, I know the Doctor's not about that, but I just like how much caring he is in that episode. Um, and like, it was pretty sad at the end. It had everything that you want, I think, in a Doctor Who episode. Um, a bit of Earth, a bit on in space. But yeah, that is my favorite episode. It wasn't when I was younger. I was petrified of it because I always looked under my bed, like you know, for the Clockwork Monsters. So it wasn't my favorite as a kid, but now it is. It would probably be my comfort episode if I ever wanted to watch it.
What was the big episode that like was that the one that when you're a kid it was like, oh, that is the scary Doctor Who episode? That's as scary as it gets. Was that The Girl in the Fireplace for you?
It wasn't the scariest episode for me. I would say I have two. I could even have three, but let's go in order. So the first one was the Waters of Mars with
Oh no,
the
that's scary as an adult, not even as a
yeah,
child. Oh.
yeah, I'm petrified of it. And when I watched it, I remember who was watching it with me, and I was saying, is that going to happen to me? If I drink water, is that going to happen to me? And it can be very scary. And it was an Easter episode, I think. Yeah, it might have been an autumn episode. But yeah, that was the one that for me. And then you had the silence. That was really scary as well.
Mm. I used to convince myself that I'd seen them when I'd looked away, and I turned around and forgot, and I go, oh well, but I wouldn't know, but I wouldn't know. But I think my big one was Amy's Choice, which is a really bizarre one to have because it's not an overly scary episode. But I remember being terrified of the old people and being like, they're going to come and get me. And my mum was like, don't worry, you've we've locked the doors and we've closed the windows. And I was like, but Amy and Rory locked the doors and closed the windows and they still got to them. Then my mum went downstairs and told my dad that I wasn't allowed to watch Doctor Who again, but I did, so I got around it.
Yeah, you'll hear a lot of let's say older people say to you like that they were afraid of the Daleks years
Mm.
ago, like in Classic Who, like because even my mum would say that my mum wasn't allowed to watch it purely because of the Daleks. She hid her behind the sofa, saying I can't watch it because of the Daleks. But yeah, there's so many scary Doctor, like even the dolls. You know, you
Oh my
remember the
goodness.
dolls? Um, and that was scary. And then you've got the mummy, like the children saying, are you my mummy?" And the one that scared it for me was the person that was talking, and actually turning into it. Um,
Yes, I mean it comes out of his mouth.
yeah,
Oh my God, no, yeah, that's too much for me actually. That's quite traumatic for a child to watch.
yeah, yeah. Um, but so moving away from what scared us, do you have any ones that like are your favourites that you like?
Other favorites, I'd say I love A Good Man Goes to War. I think that's brilliant. I've got like, a top from each series probably, and that's my series 6 one, I think. A
Oh
Good
yeah.
Man Goes to War is fantastic. Tenant wise, I maybe The Waters of Mars actually, because I think it's or actually Midnight. I love Midnight because it's terrifying. That's one that is terrifying but so brilliant. So maybe yeah, there's just so many, and there's always a new one that I go, actually, I don't think I appreciated that enough
Yeah.
before, and now I really love it. And I like doing that. I said I was rewatching series 10, but yeah, I'm rewatching a lot of them and going, that's actually a lot better than I thought it was the first time I watched it, which is really nice to go back to.
Yeah, like Midnight was great. Like they even like had actor plays Merlin in it, didn't they? So uh,
Yeah.
but a funny fact about that episode is that it was only set in the one place. It didn't move anywhere, so it must have been the easiest
Mhm.
episode they've done. Um, like all in the same place. But do you remember when they was like the midnight was getting them and they were running back and forward, and it was almost like the plane was tipping and everything like that.
Mm.
Well, it didn't actually tip. It's just the cameraman was moving the camera up and down and everything. So nothing had to tip. So that was interesting. Um, like on Doctor Who Confidential thing I was on. But I think we'll get something like that again after the episode, because I always used to love, after watching Doctor Who, go to BBC Three and watch how it's made.
Yeah, people keep saying that might be coming back though. I don't
Yeah,
know if it's true, but hopefully, because that would be such a great thing to add to it again.
yeah, I reckon it will. It's something it is interesting to find out how it's made, how they do things. Even like maybe a few filming though, like where they do it, if it's actually going to stay there. But it's very interesting, really. But like about the series 5 one you said you liked, A Good Man Goes to War. I liked it when they revealed that the monk was Matt Smith, like the Doctor.
Oh, that's such a that whole episode I think is just fantastic. The whole vibe of it, going to save the Doctor. And actually you're about to ask in a minute what my favorite line is, and that it's not one that means a lot to me, but it's from that episode because I just think it's so cool.
Yeah, like when Colonel Manton is saying, "Can you ever be?" and he was like, "Surprise."
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So,
Is that your favorite line when all that's going on?
no, my favorite line would probably be when Rory goes and he's questioning it's the Cyberman, isn't it? And he blows up everything in the background and he goes, "Would you like me to repeat the question?" Because I just think it's the most badass thing that anyone has ever done in Doctor Who. It's so cool. It's not one that makes me go, "This is my favorite show because it's so beautiful." It's one that makes me go, "This is my favorite show because it is so cool. I love it."
Yeah. Like it was strange, really, that part, because you never seen Rory put on a straight face.
I know he went from being so, because he'd been so like weedy and been really downplayed, and he's just running across time for Amy, but now he's running across time for Amy and he's going to save his wife and he's going to save his baby and he's with the Doctor. But actually, and when you realize that when Amy's telling the baby all of this story about this man that's going to come and save her baby, it's not about the Doctor, it's about Rory, because he's stepped into himself and he's become a character in his own right. He's not just the add-on to Amy, and I love it.
Yeah, yeah, I love it too, and I hope Rory and Amy, like, it was the saddest ending, I think, wasn't it? Like them leaving. But I hope somehow in even the 60th, like, as many of these companions can return, because they can do that, even if it's just like a scene, just to it's for the 60th, and like, because I think bring as many people you can for the 60th. Then as the new season starts, you have a few back, but focus on new people that we can remember as well. I think. But at least it's been great having you on.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. And I hope you enjoy filming. Is it the rest of Echo's Destiny? Is it called?
Yeah, Echo's Destiny. We've done. I don't know exactly how far through we are, but I've done quite a bit. But still got loads of notes to go because it's a bit of a bigger project than we've done before. Everyone kind of steps up a bit in size, so lots of more filming over the summer, and then hopefully coming out soon. Well, not soon. I don't know why I'm saying soon. It'll be ages and ages, and Joe will tell me definitely don't say soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Although we say soon, and then in Doctor Who terms, a soon is
Yeah,
a long
that's
time.
right. We'll go, "Oh, the 60th is right around the corner," and it's like 6 months away or whatever.
Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, hopefully it will be out for the 60th. But if not, maybe it don't matter. Like a
It
festive
won't be
craft.
out. There's too much
Whenever
work.
it's out, whenever it comes out, it comes out. But thanks, Elize. It's been great talking to you.
Much for having me.
And to anyone that listening and watching, we hope you enjoy it. And now, because this was the last episode of August. So what will happen now is we'll have a little break, September, October, and then we'll be back at the start of November, kind of getting to the 60th. So until the 23rd, and then all of them will be group episodes, some single episodes, and then everyone could be joined for this kind of big celebration. But I hope you've enjoyed let's say the first volume of Doctor Who and Autism celebrations. We'll see you in November. Well, Elize, I think you're going to be there as well, Elize, aren't you? Fingers crossed. But thank you, everyone. See you soon, and see you in November for the continuation of the series.